Hello everyone, good morning. I am Sarab Kumar. Welcome to my channel. So, as I committed, I have to cover all these topics on functions. Like all these are functions which are used for filter context. Okay. So last time we have discussed the difference between the row level context and filter level context. So before going to all these functions, we need to have a good clarity on that. Let's summarize what we have discussed in the last video. If you are not visited to my last video, that is there in my description of this video, can just see the description and click on that link to know details about those row level context and filter level context and context transition. But let me just give an overview. So what is the difference between row level context and filter level context? Most important things are like the row level context. You just remember the calculations happen on the model level, on the data side level, data model level, where the calculations happen row by row. And but in filter context, the calculation happens in the visual level. When the measure when the DAX or measure you have calculated come into the visualization is user has visited the page, and the visualizations are pick up with those DAX. Then the DAX expressions are calculated at that moment only, like on the in the visual side. So that is called filter context, the when the things is calculated on the visualization context or visualization side, and not on the row level, data level, on visual level. And second one is row level context. That means it is um, it is it takes time to calculate. Okay. And it takes the space also, because the calculation happen in the back end, in the data level, in the model, in the model. So the calculation is slower in case of row context, whereas in filter context the calculation is faster, because the calculation happens in the visual level. And for filter context, the calculations also work with the filters. For example, I am selecting by looking into calculations on the basis of different dimensions, like I want to see the value, the sum of the details, or summarize the table on the basis of product, on the basis of customer, on the product, on the basis of SKUs, brands, everything, sub brands. So all this different dimension level, you can filter it out, and it will work fine. But in row level context, it will not happen, because the data is happened in the everything is done in the backend side. Okay. So example of functions on row level context, we can use calculate, sumx, and filter. Where is the filter context, we can use the sum, average, and calculate also. So calculate is basically used to converse the row level context to filter level context. So the measure function use as the calculate. Once you use the calculate function, you can in the DAX you can directly do the evaluations or calculations on the different dimensions or different fields on the table. So for that, you have to use the calculate function. So that is called context transition. That means we are converting the row level calculations in the filter level, converting that into filter context. Okay. And the what is filter context? Filter context means if you are filtering out data in a slicer, or you are selecting in the visualizations, or cross filter, you are having two visualizations. If one visual is filtered, selected, then that same thing will happen in the next the other visuals. It will affect the other visuals. Then that is called cross filtering also happens. So all these things happen in the filter context. So the filter context, for example, here let me show you. So this is a tabular view, and I am adding another visual here, okay, which can show the for example, um, uh, the customer go to the data, and I want to show country on the y-axis, and okay, and the sum of the cells on the x-axis. Okay, so this is a visual. Okay, if you see here, the two visuals are available. One is the tabular view, another is the, you can see this is a visual which is available in the bar chart, you can say. So for example, I am filtering out Canada business, so everything is getting changed in the tabular view also. That means for Canada, select in this visual, that filters this filter, cross filter happens to the other visuals also. This is for cross filtering. For example, I have used for this particular customer cycle, I have filtered out only cycle clearance. Okay, if I filter this one, this particular customer, okay, then also this will be changed. For example, for Canada, so all these customers are getting changed. For France, the customers are getting changed. Okay, for Germany, the things are in the customer table, customer by sales, it is getting changed, because once I filter out the country Germany, so these customers are based on the country Germany, and it shows like this way. So this is called cross filtering. So this works in a filter context. So filter context means you can use slicers, so it is working fine. For example, category I have selected, then the visualizations are getting changed. If I select a customer, then the data is for this particular category, there is no customer, this customer is not available, this customer is available, you can see, and it is available in the country Germany, and the customer of this one sells is this much for particular bike racks. Okay, if I am filtering out, so it is showing all the things for that particular customer. Okay, so so this is called cross filtering, and this is called filter level context. So everything, the measure that we have created for the total cells, it works on the filter context. So this is called filter context. Hope this is clear. Okay, next let us now discuss on these functions which works in the filter context. So people used to ask all these questions in the interview, so it is good to know, and it is my suggestion, you should learn all these things and compare all these things in a detailed way, so that it will be you can understand it in very much with very much clarity. Okay, so first function is all. Where does it is used all? Where we can use this one all? So let me explain in Hindi also. All we can use when, हम कब यूज़ कर सकते हैं ऑल, जब हमारा हम टोटल कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं. ओके, एंड व्हेन वी आर कैलकुलेटिंग द टोटल रिगार्डलेस ऑफ स्लाइसर एंड विजुअल्स. सो कोई भी विजुअल एंड स्लाइसर सपोज हमारा सिलेक्टेड है, it will remove all the filters. Okay, that means it will not affect those filters. Okay, and it will give the total figure. For example, let me go to this one. So all will be work like this way. I have already calculated one all customer. Yeah, so here you can say this is all function is used inside this calculate. Okay, so calculate, what is calculate? Inside calculate this filter context you can use. Okay, calculate is used to do these calculations. So for example, calculate function we have used, and you are doing the expression is the sum of the cells, and we are using all function. all, and the table name with the which column we are removing the filters. That means it will remove the filter for the category. Okay, that means all category, it will show the sum of the cells, and it will remove the filter. All means it will remove the filter for the category. For example, if let me bring this all for customer, sorry, this one not all customer, this is okay. So let us bring this one. Okay, so if I am filtering on category, see, so what is the total sale for all customers? That is called 352876.8.54. okay, and the customer name is this one, and the cells is this one, this is the cells. Okay, if I am filtering out any category, because what I have done, we are removing the filter for the category, for the column category. That means if I am selecting anything in the category, see, it is not getting changed. This means this column is not affected with these filters, category filters. See, it is not affecting, because this all functions remove the filter condition of this category. Okay, it remove the filter condition of the category. If you are selecting anything on category, okay, it will not impact this one. So total is 35, it will show always 35 28768, whatever category you select. Okay, whatever category you will select, okay, the total will not be affected. Okay, so that means it is not getting affected. It will show the total customers. Okay, for this category, the customer wise cell is there. Okay, but the total will not affected. It will not impact this category. Okay, so that means it will remove the filter for this category, and it will calculate the sum of the cells. Okay, so this is called all function. Okay, hope it is clear. So all will remove all the filters from specified column or table. For example, instead of this column, I can remove all filters from any of the column from the table. Okay, so if I am selecting, for example, here हमने क्या किया ना, category only, removing the filter for category. So when you select any category, it is not impacting, the total is getting same. Okay, it is not affecting. Okay, so it removes the category, you can see. But when I filter out the customer, okay, so those customers having, it is not working for this one. Okay, let us do this one minute. Okay, so there is a amalgamation. This is called amalgamated see, amalgamated is having the cells. Okay, if I am filtering the amalgamated, then data is showing. Okay, same. Okay, it is getting changed while I am selecting the customer, but while I am selecting any category, it is not getting affected. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, for customer it is getting filtered out, but the this column, you can see, just look at this all customer where it is written, it is not getting affected if I am selecting any of the category. You can see any of the category, it is not getting changed. It is 363 it is showing, okay, for amalgamated parts of, it is not getting affected. This is called, because I am filtering out for the category, okay. If I am doing instead of category, if I am removing the filter from entire table, that also I can do, that is called all, okay. So just do this, and you can see it has been changed now, okay. It will show, it will filter out anything else, like it will filter out all the column of the data, all the column of the data table, okay. This is a table, so it will remove the filters from all the columns. So for example, it will not impact anything. For example, I have selected cap, the number is showing same, I am filtering anything, okay, it is not there. So the customer is, for example, amalgamation is there, amalgamated, so let me select amalgamated, but the value is showing the total value 141077249. It removes it removes the filter for category, for customer, for everything. Any column you can choose from that table, so it will remove all the filters from all the columns. So when you require that type of calculation, then you can use just the table name instead of any column name, okay. And if you want to remove a particular column, just mention that column name. For example, I want to remove the category, so I need to mention the data column. I need to remove the filter from the category, so that will be done here, okay. So this is all about, this is the first function, all. And when you can use it, it is useful when calculating total regardless of slicer and visual. So regardless of the slicer, because I've selected category, regardless of this category, it will be show the total, okay. Whatever category I am selecting, it will not impact, because we have removed the filter. It removes the filter for this category regardless of anything, though total will not be affected, okay. So that's why regardless of any slicer or visual filters, it will calculate, okay. In that case, we'll use this all function. Selected value, okay. Selected value means it will return a single value. For example, selected value, I have where all selected, no, selected value, I have created one measure, selected value. For example, selected value measure here. So this is the selected value, okay. Selected value always returns a scalar, a single value, okay. Not it will not return multiple values. It will return only the single value. Whatever you have selected, that it will return, okay. For example, I have selected category cap, then it will return cap. If I am selected category bottle, so it will be calculated bottle, because I have written, I'm returning that column name category. I'm returning one value from the category which is selected. For example, I'm selecting cap, then it will return cap. Cleaners, okay. When it will be used, it can be used with the conditions. For example, I'm doing a conditions like, if I'm selecting category cleaner, do this calculation, okay. With conditions we can use this. If I'm selecting bike, then do this calculation. If I am selecting customer is equal to amalgamated, then do this calculation. So if else condition, switch conditions, when we are using doing the different calculation with respect to the slicer filters, then this you can use, this you can use it, okay. So this is the selected value, and it is returns a scalar value, it is single value, okay. So if I'm instead of category, I'm selecting customer, okay, then it will return the whatever selected value of that customer field, okay. See, it is returning amalgamated. For example, I'm just another, this one I'm selecting, this is returning blank, there is no value, so okay. And remove this one, another is best cycle, for example, so it is returning best cycle. Now you can see, if I am best bike, it is best of bikes, it is returning best of bikes. Whatever selection I am doing here in the customer, it will return that name, okay. And you can, when it will be used, it can be used in any type of conditions, okay. So use for title, Okay, if I mentioning the writing heading of the for example, this page is created for category so and so. Okay, so dynamically you can use this one. Whatever slicer you are filtering, that will be dynamically changed in the title. So it can be used as titles, slicer based measures also you can, and conditions. In this case you can use the selected value. Okay, and it returns a single selected value or a fallback if a multiple or none are selected. If you do not select anything, it will return blank. Okay, and if you select a multiple values, okay, this one I have selected, then this one also selected, then it will also return blank. Okay, it will return non values, blank value if you are selecting multiple. Okay, so it is used only for single value, single selection. Okay, so make sure when you are using this, you can make the filter as a force selection, that is single selection. Okay, how you can do that? You can go to the this option and make this as force selection. Okay, the selection criteria, single select, you can, it should be single select, not multi select. Okay, that means it should be only, you can use the single selection here. Okay, then it is working fine. So in that case you have to forcefully select one. For example, I have a category, so, and yeah, right, so you cannot select multiple times multiple things because you have forcefully make it a single selection, so it will not return the blank values. Okay, so in that case you can do this. Okay, so this is the way you can do the selected value is used. Hope it is clear. So we have covered all, we have covered selected value. Now let's go to all selected. हम कब यूज कर सकते हैं ऑल सिलेक्टेड? हम यूज कर सकते हैं जब एंड टू रिमूव द फिल्टर्स, ओके, एंड रेस्पेक्ट द स्लाइसर पेज, रिपोर्ट स्लाइसर पेज एंड रिपोर्ट सिलेक्शंस. ओके, स्लाइसर you can respect the slicer. Okay, remove the filters but respect the slicers, respect the pages and page selections and report selections. Okay, in that case we will use this all selected. Okay, and it is used when calculating the total relative to what the user selected. Okay, so all is removing the filters, all selected means, so what relative to user selected, on that basis it will be calculated by slicer page filters. For example, all selected, let us go to this one, and I have created one measure for all selected. All selected. Okay, all selected. So let's do this and bring that one into my this visualization. All selected. So irrespective of this measure, it will remove let's move this one to not make force selection, not make force selection, multiple selection I can select. Okay, so see, all selected, whatever selections I am doing. Okay, for example, I have selected bike and react and bottle. Okay, so the customer total sales by customer is 353. Okay, 353, 389. So that is reflecting in all selected. It will select it, whatever you are selecting, the total will be shown, will be calculated for that one. Okay, for example, I am adding bottom backers. See, the total is 439, so it is showing 439 766. Okay, and for example, I am selecting only for this one, advance. Okay, so this is called advance bike, this one. So total is 566, so it is showing 569, but I am adding another amalgamated. Once I am adding amalgamated, see the total is 9019, so all selected is coming 9019. So when this will be used, so when you are trying to divide the individual cells with the total cells, and you need to calculate the percentage of total cells, you can do this measure. Okay, you can divide the cells one with the all selected measure, then it will give the percentage of the grand total. Okay, because always it show whatever you are doing the selections, on that basis grand total will be shown. Okay, and okay, and if I am doing all customer, instead of this one any data, if I am providing this one total only, so irrespective of all this, so this all functions, first one all customer, so irrespective of any filters, it will show the total value, total cells of the entire table. Okay, so it will not I am doing the filtrations, so this all column 1, all customer 1, whatever it is written, all first one, first measure all customer, so it is not affecting this selections. Okay, see, if I am removing anything, it is not required, it is showing the total cells of the table, because here in all customer I have used all data. Okay, that means it will remove the filters, whatever I am doing slicers, it will not impact. Okay, it will calculate for all entire table the cells, and it's showing the sum. So when you are, it is required to give a total irrespective of all the selections, it will not affect. If you want to show the percentage of cell irrespective of the customer, irrespective of the brand, irrespective of anything, with the total, if you want to divide and show, then you need to use all total, all this one. If I want to calculate whatever I am doing the selections, on that basis whatever total is coming, we need to divide that with the cells, and cells divided by with that total depending on the selections, and you show the percentage, then you have to use all selected. For example, I am using this amalgamation, and I am adding another one that is called for example this one, so it is showing the sum of these selections only. Okay, so when you are dividing the cells with the selected value of the cells, then you need to use this all selected one. Okay, this all selected measure, then you need to divide the cells with all total, it will be give the percentage on the basis of these selections, the individual divided by this selections. Okay, so in that case you can use this all selected. Hope it is clear. So all selected and selected, all and all selected, this is the difference. All means it will remove all the filters, all selected means whatever selection you do, okay, it will retrieve the calculation on that basis. So this is called all selected. And respect, here it will respect the slicer. For example, page and report, I am doing the slicers here, so it will respect everything. Okay, all except means group by. For example, all except is used when you are doing group by function. Group by means in SQL when you are doing some total, and then at the end you are writing where class and group by so and so. Okay, group by these columns give the total cells. Okay, so in that case you use the group by function. Okay, whatever dimensions you want. So here in all selected also you can use that type of task. Okay, all except, for example, remove all filters except those on specified columns, and it will remove all filters except those specified columns. For example, this is all except this one. Okay, if I am just using in this one all except, just add this one. Okay, see, how it is calculated. So just understand, first understand all these things. Let us make it bigger. It is showing, for example, I am removing these filters. So it is showing total value of 141077249. Okay. Sorry, all customers. The total is 141077295. Now it is showing. For example, I am selecting only one category. So it is showing the category total of that category only. For this all except. Okay. So 340560. Okay, and how it is written. So I am all except I am removing this category. Okay, so this particular category, it is doing this calculations from your brothers. So for brother and cages, the total sales is 12829. So all except is coming this one, and for example here in customer amalgamation, there is amalgamated. Total group has sum of dimensions like region or product. Remove filters except those unspecified columns. So remove the filters. So specified column, that means we have selected the category. It is removing the filter for that, and if I am selecting amalgamation or anything, it is not impacting. See, all except is showing whatever customer I am selecting, it is not impacting. Okay, so it is always show 1410 total value is showing. Okay, it is not impacting. But if I am selecting the bike one, it is impacting. That means it is showing for category total. Okay, and for bottom total, this is group by this one bottom breakers. Okay, because I have selected category, that's why it is doing the group by category. Okay, so that means it is showing the sum of the cells group by button breakers, sum of the cells group by bike stores. So that is called 281219. Okay, sum of the cells group by bottom breakers. So this is showing 8636 because I have selected, I have done all except for category. Okay, so for example, I am doing here instead of all except I have used customer. And now if you see here, it will not impact this one, it will show the total. Okay, so it is not impacting this category now. Okay, so but so when I select this one, so it is showing the group by of this one. I'm adding up. Okay, so group by this one customer. Okay, so instead of customer, let me give here category, it will be understood. So let me do category here. Okay, category to top. Okay, to give here, so it is doing the category wise, but I have used this customer as group by. So active life having the cell 3526, so it is showing 35. If I am doing the active system, it is having the cell of 101, it is grouped by the customer only. Okay, and see, it is grouped by this one, it is grouped by this one, it is grouped by this one. Okay, but if I am doing bike rides, it is showing the total, it is not getting affected. Understood? So this is called all except. Okay, so remove this one. So category, and let's do instead of category, I am adding cells the customer here in this one, customer category, now customer. Okay, fine. I think it is clear now. All except. Okay, so this is called all except. Now let's go to the remove filters. Remove filters, what it does, it will completely remove any filter. Okay, if you do anything, so it will remove the entire filter, remove the completely, remove the filters. Okay, and when you want to fully ignore the dimension, for example I want to ignore category, okay, then this remove filter will work. For example I want to ignore the any of the field I want to ignore while calculation, while doing the calculation I want to ignore that particular field, then we'll use this remove filters. Okay, this one and all selected, these two things are similar, that's why I have make it color wise. A similar way it will work. It will also remove the filters, it will also remove the filters, but the difference is that remove filter will completely remove the filter, it will not respect the slicer, page or report selections, whereas all selected, it is that's why I have written in the bold letter here, it is respecting this one slicer. If you select any slicer, then it will accordingly it will work. But in remove filters, whatever you select, it will remove enter the filter, it will not work on the this slicer one. When you want to fully ignore anything, regardless what the user has selected, whatever user selected, it will not consider that one. Okay, and remove the entire filter of that particular column, then that is then the remove filter is working here. So let's give an example of remove filter now. So instead of this I am removing everything for better understanding. Oh sorry, customer, and I want to, let's give total sales. The sales measure is here. Okay, this is the sum of the cells, nothing else. Okay, in the filter context, and let's give that one removing filters, that is selected with remove filters, this one. Okay, see, it is showing the total cells. Okay, irrespective of any filters. Okay, if you do any type of selections, it will not impact, it will remove that one. What I have used this select customer removing the category. Okay, so let me use the category here also. Category. Okay, for example bike, it is not impacting. Okay, all selected, it is remove the filters. Okay, so remove filters. So remove filter used when any selection will not impact, just use that remove filter. Okay, remove filter option. Okay, so the remove filter, it will completely remove any filter, it will not impact any filter the user is doing on any dimension. It will remove the entire filter and it will work. So when you want this type of thing, you need to use this remove filters. Hope it is clear. So the difference, these are the things you need to understand and remember while using this filter in the filter context functions. Okay, so these are the filter level context, measures, and very much useful in while you are doing the calculation. For example, sales by customer, percentage of sales by grand total, percentage of sales by customer, percentage of sales by product or particular product. Then you need to use all these things, all accept, all selected, depending on your requirement. Okay, so you need to remove filter also, grand total, percentage of sales by grand total, you can use this remove filter. Okay, all these things you can do. Okay, this is the entire thing, comparison, what it does, and the common use cases for all these functions. So if it is clear to you, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Thank you so much. Bye bye.